Folks, welcome back to Nostalgianomics. So in this age of overprinting, in this age of overgrading and junk slabs, we're told the plays are drying up. And you can't invest in modern singles anymore. There's just too many of them, and there's going to be too many graded. There's not going to be enough demand to quench the supply in the future. Therefore, they will not rise in value. I'm here to tell you that could not be further from the truth, especially what we're seeing in 2023 in the Scarlet Violet era. So today I have the top 5 investments or opportunities, you could say, that you can still find in 2023 in Scarlet and Violet. And guess what? I'm going to show you exactly how I got there and the strategies I took so you can use this for yourself with any card, any set, any era that you want to find more opportunities and plays like this. Also, the reason this is possible is I know English print quality has been terrible lately, but that's actually a good thing for this because it's leaving these cards very hard to find in mint condition and very hard to grade. So there's a bunch of different ways you can go about this. One, like I said, they can be the top 5 investments. A lot of these cards are very hard to get in PSA 10, so the conditional rarity as well as the popularity could propel these cards higher and higher in the future, making the PSA 10s a good investment. Or you could take the opportunity to make a play on them route, right? Because the multiples are so high on these, you could find raw mint copies, grade them yourselves, flip them on the market and make the margin. Or you could take a third route and just pick up the raw mint singles and hold them as those values increase. More people want to grade them as they get harder and harder to find because there's so few out there, and just let those rise in value and sell those in the future. Right? So there's a lot of different ways to go about this. You pick what's right for you. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to show you exactly what I found. And like I said, maybe you don't see any of the cards that I'm showing that makes sense for you, but you can use the same strategy for any card, any set, any era in the future. Before I do that, got to give a shout out to today's channel sponsor, which is lowpoppin.market. Guys, Low Poppin will buy, sell, or trade with you. So if you don't got the cash, you can trade. If you're looking to get out of some of your collection, they will buy your collection as well. They have their marketplace broken down into gold, silver, and bronze tiers based on whatever kind of budget level you are at. It's great too. They got a little bit of everything. They got English. They got Japanese. They got every grading company you could think of in slabs. They got modern. They got vintage. They got singles. They got sealed. I mean, pretty much anything you can think of, Low Poppin's got it. So make sure to check them out and give them a chance. The link will be in the top of the description below. All right, first up, Magikarp. Now stay with me. I know a lot of you are about to leave. Look, they're not all going to be this obvious, I promise you. But I think because we went through Obsidian Flames and 151 and Paradox Rift, and now everyone's eyes are on the new, shiny set, a lot of people are missing a lot of the opportunities that are still available back at the beginning of Scarlet and Violet. And that's where a lot of these plays are coming from, is Scarlet Violet base and Paldea Evolved. When no one else is looking, that's when you want to be looking. So first off, this is not even a special illustration rare. In fact, none of these cards are. None of these are special illustrations. None of these are gold. None of these are secret rare. These are all illustration rares, and the opportunities are enormous, which is incredible. So it's not a $100 card. If we scroll down here past the Japanese crap, I'm just kidding all my Japanese collectors, but it's about a $60 card raw. This card, go win an auction for $325. It's also had multiple sales for in the 400s with or best offer. And then you look at what's available in the market. Well, there's one in Australia. There's 2 in the US at 460 plus. There's 1 at auction. That's it. That's it. That's all that's available on the market. That's how scarce this card is. Okay. So as I've said before, you should not use pop reports as the end all be all, the only reason to make a card investable. But it is a great tool when taking into a lot of other factors into account, such as, well, Magikarp is an extremely popular Pokemon. Well, this is the second most popular card, most expensive card in all of Paldea, right? It obviously has liquidity and is chased after. Okay, now let's look at the population reports because it can also be a tool, right? Well, here it is. PSAcard.com population report. This, if you don't know, this tells you every one of these cards that's in existence that's graded. So if you look over here, there's been 1,236 graded. Only 226 have gotten 10. Now think about this. This is an old set now. This is after all the first to market people, all the race to the bottom folks, all the people who, buy out mass quantities like 50, 100, 200 copies and want to grade them all and try to make a lot of margins right up front. This is after all that's over, right? It still only has 226 10s. So the biggest grading phase is already over. Even if these pop reports double, triple over time, right? you're still looking at like 500 to 700 copies if the ratio stays the same of PSA 10s. Now, if you don't know much about graded cards, that's an extremely low population, even in a lot of vintage or mid-era. But when it comes to modern, that's an extremely low population to have cards under 1,000. So going back to the card, you can maybe think about trying to pick one of these up for an investment because of one, the popularity, one, it's sought after, it's liquid, and it's going to be very scarce as time goes on because they're very hard to grade. Or you could take the route of trying to find raw mint copies for yourself to try to grade, to try to hit that crazy multiplier. I mean, $60 to, anywhere from 300 to 400s. I mean, you're talking huge multipliers on that. Or again, you could just pick a bunch of raw copies that are mint, hold on to them and see if that rises over time. But that's how you can play all of these cards. Now, the reason it has bigger multiples is it is harder to grade. So it is probably going to take a while to find a mint copy. I would say when you're looking for mint copies of cards like this, look in person at card shops, in person at shows, make sure eBay's got good pictures, and you probably have to go through a few before you find some. But when you do find them, they can pay off big time. All right, next up is the Tyranitar from Paldea Evolved. I told you, the first couple are going to be pretty, obvious, but then the other three, you're probably not going to know about these. So stick with me. Tyranitar, though, from Paldea Evolved. All right? No, it's not a $30 card. It's only an $18 card. 18. Remember this, okay? It sells for $180. It's a 10x multiple in a PSA 10. On the market, you got one, two, a few. I mean, most are in Canada or somewhere else. There's like a few on the market. There's one at auction. That's it. That's all there is. That's all that's available. That's how scarce these are. All right. Now we go to the population reports. All right. Tyranitar, we know is a popular Pokemon. It's liquid. It's sought after, right? Here it is. Oh, again, it's an illustration rare. It's not special, secret gold. 83. Hasn't even eclipsed 100 population in 10s. 551 graded. So again, let's say this pop report doubles, triples, quadruples. Let's say it becomes 2,000. You're going to have like 100 to 200 10s in this card. It's going to be extremely scarce. And Tyranitar is a Pokemon people want to chase, especially this one. It's a beautiful card. It's selling. It's liquid. Again, or you can try to find mint copies and make that play and try to make that 10x multiple. Next up, let's look at Ralts. I bet you didn't see this one coming, did you? Ralts from Scarlet Violet base set, baby. Look at this one. It is a $10, $11 card. That's it. 10 or 11 bucks, right? Regular illustration rare. Nothing special. Recent sale, $182.50. $182.50. $180. You're saying, well, Alex, those are back in November. No one's buying it anymore. No, wrong. There's none available. None available. These are Gardevoirs. There's one here in this lot at auction. That's it. So if they were available, trust me, they'd be selling. People are throwing them at auction and getting almost 20x multiples on their money. There's just none available. They're that scarce. Now we go look at the old population report, right? What number is the old Ralts? Ralts is number 211. All right. So right here, Ralts, regular illustration rare, 76 10s out of 636 graded. That's like a ninth of every card that gets sent. Guys, remember this. Not every card gets sent in to get graded. So this isn't like one out of every 9 cards is a 10. No. This is 1 out of every 9 mint cards that gets pre-graded and sent in gets a 10. So let's think about this, right? This set's been out almost a year. A lot of people have already graded this. People have already started to forget about this set and write it off. So how many more 10s are we going to see? Let's say this population report doubles or triples. We're going to be lucky to see over 200 10s of this card. Very rare, very scarce. And guys, I get Ralts isn't a top tier Pokemon, but it's part of the Gardevoir line. It is sought after. And as you can see here, it does sell when it is on the market. But right now, like I said, it's just not on the market. So it could be a huge, massive play you can take advantage of. Next up, Raichu, right? From Paldea Evolved. Raichu, Evolved from a Pikachu. It's not like a top tier hit, but it's up there. It's liquid. It's sought after. Okay. Again, illustration rare, just regular, nothing special. All right. Raw copy. These are all Japanese copies. 14, 15 bucks for a raw copy. That's it. Go look at what it's selling for. 150 plus. Again, 10x multiplier in a 10. Go to the market. Oh, that's right. None available. None available on the market. And then we go look at, see what we got. Raichu, 211 from Paldea. Then we go look at the population report. Tells the same story. 51 out of 361 graded. So again, say the population over time, it triples, quadruples, right? It goes up to like 1,200. This would be like a 200, maybe sub 200 PSA 10 card. And it's a Raichu illustration rare. So again, invest in the 10, make the play. A lot of options for you there. Last up, Heracross, right? That came out of left field. Heracross was one of Ash's Pokemon in the show, if a lot of you don't remember. Heracross does have some sort of following. It is somewhat liquid. It is somewhat sought after. It's not like one of these cards that, well, yeah, of course it has no population or, it's very scarce because no one wants it. No, people do want the Heracross. First off, it's a $7, $8 card. Second off, yeah, they want it. It just sold December 3rd for 91 plus 5. 10x plus multiple on this card, okay? Then you go, look, there's none on the market. You say, well, Alex, well, yeah, one sold. The other one didn't sell back in November. Why are no more selling? Because they're not even on the market. This is what they're getting at someone just throwing at the whim of the auction. I wonder what you could get if you actually got one and listed it, buy it now and waited for the right buyer. I mean, this could be like a 15, 20x multiple card. So the moral of the story, guys, is stop trying to chase the newest and shiny thing. Everyone always wants to chase the newest and shiny set. Guys, there are so many plays that are getting left behind in this early Scarlet Violet era that people are forgetting about or people just aren't looking at or don't know about. And it really lies in a lot of these illustration rares, right? A lot of the top hits, a lot of the special illustration stuff, it's a little played out. It's really heavily graded, and they're easier to grade. These aren't as easy to grade. They're very hard to find as 10s. And if the ratios keep up, there's going to be very, very few of these 10s in the future for investment purposes. So again, play it how you want. Take this information, do with it what you want. But those are kind of things you look for if you want to look for these types of cards in other sets, other eras, other, whatever you want to do in the future. But hope it helps you out. If it did, consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comment sections what you think. And as always, my name is Alex, and this is Nostalgianomics, and I'll be back here in a new video soon. I'm out.